Hello there, I'm Gary Foster and welcome to episode 25 of What Price Victory. And today's episode is an A-League double header. The first game is featuring the Western Sydney Wanderers away to Sydney FC. And then in the following game, which is coming up in 2 or 3 days game time, is another away game to Melbourne Victory. So they are probably the two biggest games, apart from the grand final. They're the two biggest games on the A-League regular season calendar. So let's go to the team that will take on Sydney FC today. Okay, so here we are for the game against Sydney FC. We've got Magias in goal, Traore, Bagulio, Wright and Tugarkovic. In defence, our midfielders, Aziz and Antonis, Therese and Abini are our wide attacking players, and we've got Tamaruskov and Tedik up front. So we've been relatively fortunate to only make a few changes to that to the last game, which was the ACL game against Jeongbuk. Well, I thought that we might have been a little bit more depleted than what we were, but goodness, okay, so just Ionis, he's aggressive for some reason, just because it's the Sydney derby, so in that case I'll be calm. Now, although it is a Sydney derby, Sydney are actually in pretty poor form at the moment, so let's be assertive, and I'll say a much better performance from you tonight. And I'm playing this game on key highlights. Tactical style, yeah, I'll send Wozniak to that, because I want to put some attacking players up front there, and Tamaruskov and Tedik have done that job pretty well so far this season. But here we are, Wright with a throw-in, Antonis with a beanie, coming into the box, cuts across, opens it up for Traore, and Traore has a good shot on goal. I'll do a little bit of encouragement because this game is tearing through on key highlights. I'm not used to playing this, but I am mindful that a couple of the games that I bought you on extended highlights went for much longer than what I was comfortable with, so we'll try it this way. But a beanie on the ball, that loose ball, but Tamaruskov pounces on that poor clearance and puts the good guys up 1-0. Interesting portrayal of the Sydney Football Stadium as well. Therese had the ball, Antonis had a through ball, Abini lost possession, but then King tried a pretty poor back pass to Wilkinson, who was under pressure from Tamaruskov, and he pounced on it and said thank you very much. So 1-0. Okay, so Sydney now on the attack, and Barbarousos, who needs to be closed down. Traore. There's another Kankar on the field there. We've got a Philip Kankar who's I don't think he's in the matchday squad today. Big switch of play to Abini. Got a little bit of space. There's some red shirts in the middle. Low ball to Tamaruskov, but his shot is blocked. But cleaned up by Traore. Number of options for him. Plays it down the line to Therese. Back to Traore. Long searching ball in, but only half cleared again. But Abini's on the ball. Cross comes in. Tedik on the near post with a glancing header past Redmayne. A header from a narrow angle. That was quite an impressive goal, that. I think Redmayne would have been disappointed he would have got beaten on the near post like that. So the cross comes in. He stands his run. Yeah, he got beaten on the near post. Yeah. Anyway, 2-0 to the good guys. So Bagulio Restart of play. Aziz on the ball. Tedik through ball to Abini. Abini's got some space and he tucks it in. He's onside. So 3-0. So I must admit I wasn't, although Sydney are in not great form, it's quite surprising to be up 3-0 before half time. It's a confidence builder as well, because their last ACL game, all the players except Magias rated pretty poorly. I'll give them some praise, providing they don't concede between now and half time. It's like Tedik is a little bit... Oop, he's picked up an injury. Substitute off. I'll bring on Orglar. Orglar's not on the bench. Murphy's my striker. Yeah. Yeah, a bit of a tactical blunder there. I thought I had Ali Orglar on the bench, but not to be. Abini streams through again, and a dinky little chip that makes it 4, and quite extraordinary. Okay, so the Wanderers supporters at the back there, they're gone apeshit. Abini gets the ball. And dinky little chip over the over the keeper. So yes, I need to get Tedik off. He's picked up an injury. So dressing room. Passes, completions, possession. Okay, all good numbers in favour of the Wanderers. Don't get complacent. Make sure you have bragging rights at full time. Yeah, I always get a little bit apprehensive here as to what's the maybe the rivalry. Keep going. Okay, inspired and motivated. Nice green. Okay, so obviously 4-0 up, but we do have a tendency to clock off in the second half. There's been a couple of occasions where we've dominated the first half and we appear to have gone through the motions in the second half. But there was a Beanie on the ball, but I'm not sure whether he drifted offside. If it goes to the VAR, it'll be disallowed, I'm sure. Yeah. Need to encourage. Only a shoelace in it. And Nazarene is running out a little bit of puff, and now Agarkovic has picked up an injury. Okay, so tactics. So Bailey Wright, he can take Agarkovic's spot, and Ioannidis or do bring back. I hope he's got his aggressiveness out of the way. Okay, so let's see if we can get through the next 15 minutes then without any further injuries. So there's 2 potential injuries to come out of that, although hopefully I pulled them off quickly enough, he says with a wry smile. Okay, so full time and bragging rights to the Wanderers. Comprehensive win all round. Go to the dressing room, give them all a cuddle. Always satisfying to get one over your rivals. But once again, the second half, they seem to have clocked off. In Wozniak, over to that. Yeah, see, Perth Glory have suffered a surprise defeat to Western United, so they've lost ground. Melbourne City, they must have won the previous day, so they've climbed up the table. So it looks like Wanderers, through their consistency, they've now opened up a 7-point gap on top of the table, although that could get pulled back with Perth Glory. But we'll just continue that. Now there's a little bit of admin to do, but just confirming the scheduling is that we've got an away game against Melbourne Victory coming up in 3 days game time. So let me go and do a bit of admin and we'll come back for that game. Okay, so here we are, hot on the heels of our victory over Sydney FC. We've got an away game against Melbourne Victory. So let's go to the team selection. We've had a couple of injuries that we've picked up from the Sydney game, notably Slobodan Tedic, who's out for 3 weeks with a knee injury. Could have been a lot worse. When I saw knee ligaments come up, I had a slight bowel movement. Tamaruskov, he was out for a few days and could possibly play, but I've decided not to risk him. And Ugarkovic also picked up an injury and he's still out for a couple of days. So a little bit of a change, and we're notably a lot weaker in our attack without Tamaruskov and Tedic up there. But this is the team that I've selected to play Melbourne Victory. We've got Medjas in goal, Aquilina, who comes in for Traore, Baghulio, Natta, who comes in for Bailey Wright, who comes in for Ugarkovic. So Natta and Wright's moved out to right fullback. We've got Aziz and Metcalf in centre midfield, and we've got Therese, Nazarene and Orgla, our attacking players, and they'll be supporting Pickering up front. But I've just noticed that Baghulio isn't, his fitness levels are down, as is Bailey Wright, but Bailey Wright's basically got to play there, so he'll be there, and hopefully I won't break him, but I might be able to sub him off in that second half. So fingers crossed that this isn't going to come back to bite me. So a lot more changes there than what I would have liked, but I mean, there are getting towards the latter half of the campaign, and there's also Asian Cup games that are coming up. So favourites, enjoy the match. We're doing well. Tunnel can be Zawozniak. Sudden changes in tactical style, because I've been swapping between 4-2-4 and 4-3-3 wide. They're having a go at me all the time when I swap them. But I mean, ideally I'd like to play with two strikers, but when both my primary strikers are injured, it makes it a little bit problematic. Hopefully Pickering and will acquit himself well. He has done in the past, although it's been a while since he started. And I've got Orgla in there too, who is he's put in some good games for me. Although at the moment he seems to have clocked off. And Therese has gone to sleep. Aquilina with the throw. Pardon me, Therese. Oh, long ball over. Oh, keeper comes out and it hits the crossbar. Quite lucky. Okay, so this is absolutely flying through. Broxham with the ball. Oh, nearly got his pocket picked. Okay, Need to keep them out. Ooh, through ball through, cross, nearly an own goal, nearly a good, well, it was a good save, but they end up with a corner. So let's see if we can defend this corner. It's a deep one, and the ballooned header goes across the face of goal. Perth Glory 2-0 up over Sydney, so they will regain second position. Sydney also sacked their manager after the derby game with Wanderers, so they're a little bit leaderless at the moment. Point the finger, keep going. You have to be better in front of goal. Mind you, our attacking three that we normally have all been replaced, so look, I'd actually be happy with a draw here. Nazarene on the ball, wide to right. Metcalf comes up and I thought he'd found the top right hand corner with that shot, but not to be. Economides has gone off injured. I hadn't realised that for Victory. He's quite a good player. So picking up a couple of cards, looking at Bailey Wright with his fitness, and Therese as well. So I'll just pause the game there. Baculio can come on for right and left wing, or do I make it Aziz? I think I'll look at Aziz come off and put Bacchus on, and that way I can keep my powder dry in case there are any forced changes in the next half hour. So Therese with a long searching ball, but cleaned up by the Victory defence. Okay, Nazarene, back to Ionidas. Oh, Metcalf, he could be in trouble. Second yellow, bugger. 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 Okay, so Antonis will come on. Nazarene. Ah, geez. Okay, I've got to swap everything around here. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, so Nazarene, come to the right. You'll come there. Orglar can strike. No, Nazarene, he can actually play centre. What I'll do there, Therese can come back to left midfield, and Orglar, Bacchus can move into the middle, and I will bring on Antonis for Orglar, and Antonis can come back there. We'll just be a little bit lopsided, out of possession, lower defensive line, much lower line of engagement. Trigger press no, we'll invite them forward. Stay on our feet. In transition, I want to slow down the pace, regroup whilst in possession. I want to time waste, I want to slow it down and shorter passing and be more disciplined. And attacking width is narrow. Okay, so although I was looking at maybe going forward to attack, I'm more than happy to play out these last 10 minutes. If we can hold firm. Okay, they are holding firm at the moment. Okay, so time all but up. Ooh. Ooh, through the middle. Damn. 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 2 seconds from time. Bastard. Ah. So close. Yeah, didn't track back. Okay. Unlucky, boys. Unlucky. Tricky. Sometimes the result doesn't go your way. Am I happy with their performance? Not really. I wasn't embarrassed. You weren't good enough. Well, they hung in until 2 seconds. Proud of your efforts. It wasn't to be today. Senza Wozniak. Okay, so it looks like Perth have had a comprehensive win over Sydney, with Dan Sturridge getting on the score sheet. That puts them back in contention. They're now 5 points behind us, and they have a game in hand. So the race for the top 2 positions is still on. So looks like we played victory into a little bit of form there, which was a bit of a bugger. So a little bit of admin to do, post-conference, competitions. Let's go to the schedule. Now, we've got home game, against Melbourne City, home game against Yokohama, Brisbane Roar and Perth. So we'll probably play those 4 games offline and see what shape the A-League is in, and also the Group H of the Asian Champions League, because then that might dictate whether I come back for the Mariners game or Samat Prakan in the ACL. So there it is. Okay, so that's the state of the nation. I'm Gary Foster. Thank you very much for watching What Price Victory, and we'll catch up with you shortly. All the best now. Oh,